Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. Don't travel. North Carolina Pat McCrory mad at lack of mainstream coverage of flooding from Hurricane Matthew. Evidently the Lubber, I think it is, river is flooded on the highway, so you can't get through. The bridge is flooded. Governor Pat McCrory voiced what sounded like anger after Hurricane Matthew was downgraded to a tropical storm, and mainstream media no longer covered the continuing dangers from the rain and flooding hitting the U.S. while on a phone interview with the Weather Channel. All lanes closed on I-95 North Carolina due to rising river flooding. No gas, no electricity, don't travel. A message that was tweeted by the North Carolina governor's office. And this was probably about 3:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time. North Carolina DOT has 3 major closings along I-95, 2 in Lumberton and 1 in Fayetteville, Matthew, North Carolina. Highway 211 is closed due to flooding, Lumberton, North Carolina. Fayetteville police, 1 hour and 1 minute ago, I-95 northbound is still closed, they said. So that would have been posted probably about 3 o'clock East Coast time. Many people assume because people could get through earlier, before the river rose, they could. But now many roads are closed and stuck on a 1-lane highway with no gas. Gas stations are not open because there is no power to pump the gas. Highway 278, bumper to bumper, stopped. People report sitting in traffic for 3 hours, sometimes they say 2. The governor said once the winds died down, the major networks stopped covering this hurricane. But we still have great danger from the continuing rains and flooding that they are not covering. It's too early for people to return. The Lumber River, I believe it is, where the bridge is closed, they say that won't go down for another 5 days. The death toll this morning increased from 3 to 7 in North Carolina. I think it went up 1 more. Governor Pat McCrory announced at 9 a.m.'s news conference. The entire western half of the state has major flooding. In addition, a person who had moved to a shelter died there because of a health ailment, he said. Overall, the death toll across the southeast from the storm is 15. Like I said, that was this morning, now it's 16, according to the AP. But he warned that the danger is far from over because massive rains aren't expected to peak in rivers for another day or 2. They go from the creeks, and streams and then down to the river. McCrory said rainfall totaled 16 inches in Tar Heel, 15 inches in Goldsboro, 15 in Fayetteville, 9 inches in Raleigh, and 6 inches in Wilmington, he said. The news media needs to get this information out, and they're not doing it. This is still an extremely dangerous situation, McCrory said. We will not see the rivers peak possibly until Monday and Tuesday. Our models show very, very dangerous conditions as those rivers go over their edges. Already, 887 people, and that was this morning, have been rescued from floodwaters, and crews are extremely exhausted, he said. In one case, police and National Guard members searched for a nurse who went missing overnight after her shift and found her clinging to a tree above floodwaters, he said. Can you imagine clinging to a tree overnight? McCrory asked. I'm sure as the daylight comes, we're going to see people trapped. Power is out for about 760,000 people, largely in the eastern part of the state. Many roads are closed, including 4 sections of Interstate 95, a major north-south artery in the state. We prefer you not to go out at this time, McCrory said, of state residents in storm zones. He was angry too because several universities did not cancel their football games, and when the game ended and people left, they were caught in the dangerous flood waters. 1 car was washed away with 4 people inside. 3 got out, but 1 did not and lost their life. Why didn't the universities cancel their games, he asked. McCrory said at a news conference Saturday that 2 people died in a submerged car in Blaine County, and 1 person died when a car hydroplaned in Sampson County. He gave no other details. South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley said Saturday that 373 people were without power in the state. By 3 a.m. Eastern Time Saturday, at least 203,799 outages were reported, according to the South Carolina Electric and Gas Company outage map. We're not seeing as much structural damage, which is good news of that, as much as we're seeing flooding, Haley said Saturday during a news conference. Some communities will be allowed to return to their homes on Sunday, depending on information from local authorities. Haley said. But the first 15 miles of I-95 coming in from North Carolina were closed due to floods, as was a section of I-95 in Ridgeland. Other parts of the state had major roads closed due to flooding, including the Beaufort and Jasper counties. So to get to some other areas, you might have to wait another 5 days for the floodwaters to go down. As much as many people probably don't like that, that's just a fact of life. Put your thoughts and comments down below. Bookmark my site. I'll keep you up to date. Please stay safe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless y'all. Bye.